want to learn how to draw this adorable pop-up Pikachu in a Pokeball? Then stick around. We are going to have so much fun. But before we get started, make sure that you have a nice new sheet of paper, something to draw with, something to erase any mistakes you might make with, and a nice marker to outline your doodle with. And don't forget crayons, markers, or paint to color your doodle with. Let's get started! Pop-up paper. We are going to have to fold it a couple times in order to get that pop-up look. So the first thing we're going to do is turn our paper horizontally. So stick your paper in front of you, short this way and wider this way, and that is horizontal. This way would be vertical, so we want our paper turned this way, and we are going to fold it like a book. So you're going to grab the left side and you are going to fold it over to the right side, and you want to make sure that your corners and your sides are matched up so they are nice and flat and even. And then you're going to push down and create a crease. You can use your nails, you can use your pencil, you can use a ruler, any other flat object you have to push these creases and make them a little bit sturdier. So that way our paper isn't still popping open. It's nice and flat. Then we have a little card or a little book here. So we're going to take this first cover, this top part, and we are going to fold it backwards. And we are going to do the same thing. We want to line up and we are going to push down. And this will help crease this part of our paper. Make sure you have a nice crease so it stays nice and flat. And then we will have the part that will eventually pop up. So we can turn our paper, the bouncy part on the top, and it will do a nice pop up for our little surprise doodle. So go ahead and grab your pencil and everything else that you need to work on our pop up doodle. All right, so with my marker, I'm going to turn my paper sideways, and I am going to draw a half a circle. And I'm doing it sideways because it's a little easier for me to create half of a circle than try to do the whole circle at one time. So this is where my fold is in my paper, so I just tried to create a half a circle. Now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to try to do the same thing on the other side. And I want to try to be as lined up as I can with my end from the first half. So there we go. So I've got a pretty good circle there. All right, now inside the Pokeball we have a medium-sized circle. So I'm going to do the same thing, and I just want to kind of eyeball that all the way around. I'm keeping it about the same distance away from the outer part of that circle. Now I'm going to flip it and do the same thing. Put a little dot there to help me. I'm going to come around and I want to match up, and I want these lines to be as close as they can to touch. And then I have one more little circle to create here in the middle. A little half a circle there. I think I'm actually going to try to do it this way and match it out. See, my marker touched it funny. And we're going to do it there to there. All right, so now I've got my lines. I'm just trying to make sure that they are all touching. So if I open it, I've got kind of right now what looks like a bullseye. So I'm going to open it, and what I want to do is for this side where it's folded, I'm going to create a black line right against that crease. And I'm not going all the way across, just on the outside part. So I want to create that thick black line that runs to the middle of the Pokeball. So I'm going to do right across the line there. So I'm lined right up to my split, and then I'm going to double up my line. So when I close it, I've got partially a black line right now. And I would take your pencil maybe and draw a line here so you can see where to do the black line on this part. But if I try to keep my line nice and straight here, I should be okay. I just try to meet up with my two ends. All right, so now when I close it, I've got a nice black dividing line here for my ball, and I can come back in and touch it up, try to make it even so it's just about as thick on one side as it is on the other. I did not do that through this middle part. This middle part is going to be a little different. So I'm going to open it up all the way, and this middle section right here, I'm going to extend my lines just a little bit. So they are now going into the next step of my picture. So if I close it, you can't see a difference, but if I open it, I am able to draw these like half circle, almost rainbow shapes for the part of the Pokeball that kind of touches and connects when it is closed. So if I close it there, again, now I've got this half circle. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to try to draw a line right in there also. I just want it so that way when it's closed, you're not seeing any of those lines. And I'm going to do the same thing to this other side. So I'm going to extend my lines down just a little bit into this space of the paper. This side's a little easier because you do see where the crease is, so you know exactly where your doodle can end. So this, I'm not doing a line in there like I did down here, only because down here I'm going to have Pikachu popping up. So if you look on this one, I have Pikachu down here, so I needed a little line here, so it made sense for why he was kind of there in the middle. Okay, so we're going to start with Pikachu's head. So I'm going to start with a nice round curved line. So we're just going to create a nice curved line for his forehead. And then I'm going to dip in and come out for where his cheeks are. And I'm going to stop because I do want to draw in an arm there. So this time I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to curve in and curve out. So we basically have the cheek, forehead area here, and then we've got the rest of his face. So with the space that I have up here, I am going to create one ear going upward. And at the end, he's got a little angle there of black. And then on this one going out, I'm going to do the same thing. But at the end of this ear, I'm going to do my angle kind of in the other direction. So there's that. Now he needs an arm. I'm going to have it so he's kind of like surprise and kind of bouncing out of his little Pokeball here. So I'm going to do a curved line there. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I do want it to be a little wider down here than what we're getting up here at the tips of his fingers. And so right in here, I'm going to do a couple little zigzags back and forth to make his little fingertips. And then I'm going to come down from his side to finish off his little body poking out of the Pokeball. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, though. I'm going to continue his neckline a little bit and bring it a little closer to his other arm. But I do still want a little gap there. And then I'm going to come out and make that little arm on this side. So we kind of end up with the arm over there. We want to do the little fingers. And then I'm going to do a curved line coming down. So it looks like he's popping out of the Pokeball. On his side, I'm going to give him two triangles that I don't think you'd really see unless you're looking at the back, but just because of how he is in this Pokeball, I figure it might be a little easier to just add those to give him a little something over here. His nose is a very tiny little triangle shape, so try very hard to draw that in with my little marker without making it too big. And then his mouth is just kind of a very loose, almost W shape. It is not connected to his nose, it is down a little bit. And then his open mouth is kind of like a U or a rounded V. And then inside that, I'm going to do a curved line for his tongue. And each cheek kind of has a little half circle shape for those red little cheek spots that he's got. And I'm going to go ahead and give him two nice big round eyes with circles up at the top, and I'm going to color those in. That way we've got his little eyes. And the last thing we're really missing to our Pikachu is his big old signature tail. So I'm going to do a curved line around, and then I'm going to come down, and then I'm going to curve back up, and then I'm going to come down, and it's almost like I'm making a letter Z, except the end of my Z is going to come back towards his body. So now if I close my little Pikachu, I have my Pokeball, or if I open him up, I have my whole Pop-Up Pikachu. So now I'm going to grab my supplies to color in my Pikachu. And I think I'm going to use a mix of marker and a mix of crayon. I'm going to color in marker for some nice bright colors, but I'm going to add some shadows in crayon to help bring my little picture to life. Using marker and crayon together is a mixed media project. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh, look at how cute our little Pokeball Pikachu turned out. Look at him. I love it. So I took a brown crayon, a nice dark brown, to create a little shadow from where the black part of the Pokeball goes up on the red. And then I used a gray to add a little shadow on the white, just to give it a little something so it wasn't so flat. And then as I opened my paper, my Pikachu, I went in and took a orange or a slightly darker yellow color to help add a little shadow around my Pikachu, just to help bring him to life. I hope that you had a lot of fun today creating a pop-up Pikachu Pokeball. If you loved this video, please subscribe, please like, and please share. Everybody has the joy of playing with Pikachu. Now look at this, he's so cute. If you had fun, please share the video. I cannot wait to see you again. Have a great day. Goodbye.